Goblin Mode. The 2022 Oxford Dictionary made it the word of the year. We're going to talk about what it is and how to defeat it right here on the Manlihood ManCast.
Warning, applying these principles may change your life. People will look at you differently. You'll walk straighter, live bolder, and find out who you are. This is the Manlihood ManCast. Here's your host, Josh Hatcher.
Gentlemen, welcome to the Manlihood ManCast. I'm your host, Josh Hatcher, and listen, we've got lots of stuff that we can talk about today. First of all is our Valentine's contest. I want you to go to manlihood.com/contests, and we've got more contests that are going to be coming. This year is going to be amazing, but the first one that you need to sign up for today is our Manlihood Valentine's Day contest. And what we're doing is we're working with some creators. We're working with Jawbone and Honey, and we're working with Haven Designed, and we are going to be presenting some handmade jewelry that you can give to your spouse or your loved one or whatever as a Valentine's Day gift. I'm also going to include a Visa gift card so you can take her out to dinner. So I'm giving you Valentine's Day. And it's really something special. So we've got that is available, and you can sign up for that, and you do not want to miss this. So go to manlihood.com/contests. And if you are there, look and see, because if it isn't up yet, it will be up soon. We've got a great contest from our friend Travis at Haynes Knives. Travis has made a phenomenal piece for us. He's got Bird Forge, he likes to call it. And he made what he calls the Black Pearl, which it comes in a nice black kydex, and it's got a carbon fiber handle. And look at this gorgeous black knife. It's $250 value. This is amazing. And Travis made it just for you. Just for you. So if you want to get this, go to manlihood.com/contests. It's not up there yet. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to be able to get it online, but it'll be online very soon. So keep checking back if you don't see it yet. And sign up for your chance to win this. And we're going to give it away later in 2023. Let me pop it back in the sheath here. Yeah, buddy. That's amazing. I've got one of Travis's chef knives, an 8-inch chef knife that is, it is so sharp it just cuts through everything like it's nothing. It's gorgeous, and he does gorgeous work. So make sure you follow him on social media at Bird Forge. But Travis is doing good stuff. Haynes Knives, by the way, HAINES knives.com. So check out his work. Gentlemen, make sure you join us at our Facebook page, our Facebook group, rather, the Manlihood Man Cave. We'd love to have you there where we can talk to you about how to be a better man, and you got men in your corner. So make sure you hop into that Facebook group. It's free, and we'd love to connect with you there. Guys, the 2022 Oxford Dictionary added a new word. By the way, lots of weird dictionary stuff is happening right now that kind of blows my mind. And I haven't quite made up my mind about it. I see that the Cambridge Dictionary changed the definition of the word woman, which is another whole discussion that we will probably have another day. I'm just going to say the world is crazy. That's all I'm going to say about that today. The world is crazy. And so I don't necessarily agree that the current people behind the dictionary are necessarily the best influence on us or the best people to tell us what words mean. It's important to not redefine words every other generation. I'm just saying that. Read 1984. Read Animal Farm, read, some Orwell, and familiarize yourself on what happens when you start to destroy the language to suit a political agenda. Now, I'm going to put that aside, and we're going to talk about this, though. Goblin Mode. It's the 2022 Oxford Dictionary Word of the Year. Here's what it is defined as. It refers to a type of behavior which is unapologetically self-indulgent, lazy, slovenly, or greedy, typically in a way that rejects social norms or expectations. Now, then the name kind of emerged. Goblin Mode kind of emerged after lockdown, where everybody just was stuck in their house and nobody cared about anything anymore. And I can picture, Cousin Eddie from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation as he's standing outside and he's dumping the contents of his septic tank into the storm drain. He's standing there in his underwear and his hat with a cigar, and yeah, like Goblin Mode is you standing there, chugging down eggnog and in your underwear, and you haven't showered in a few days, and you're just a fool. You don't care anymore. You just kind of fall apart. Piles of clothes and takeout boxes and everything's just kind of fallen apart. And I'll tell you, I have fallen into this on many occasions in my life. Honestly, part of my life is in it right now. I've got a lot of areas that are not organized and neat. A lot of areas of my life that I have not exercised self-control in. Have you ever been there? Have you ever, just descended into Goblin Mode? And I definitely picture the Hobbit movies based off of the Lord of the Rings that Tolkien wrote. I picture the Hobbit movies, and these goblins are just nasty. They're just nasty. And I definitely have fallen into that on many occasions. Just eat what I want. Just do what I want. Just don't care. Just leave a mess everywhere. I recently actually cleaned up my studio. Now, on my camera, what you see back here, that's like all that you see of my studio. But if I were to pan the camera around, it's normally just trashed. It's kind of a room that ends up catching all. And it's not perfect. I need to build a new desk so that I have a place to work in here. And I need to get my computer fixed and working and cleaned up. If you were to look at the desktop on my computer or my hard drives, it's just a mess. And if you were to look at and I'm the worst with paper. Like, oh my gosh, don't give me paper. I don't need a printed out bill. I don't need a paper statement of everything. Give me digital so I can store it and not have it take up space, because I never know what to do with it. I'm also really bad at putting my clothes away. Some of you guys know I've told the story of I used to have a chair in my bedroom where all my clothes would end up piling up on, and nobody could sit in the chair. So I took the chair out of the bedroom and threw it away and put all my clothes away. Well, it's time to put my clothes away again. Now they're just in the basket and kind of in a pile on the floor. Now, I will say not everything is Goblin Mode in my life, but there are things in my life that are kind of in Goblin Mode. I'm sure you've been in that spot too, but is that really who you are? Are you really your mess? What does your garage look like right now? What does your attic or your basement look like? What does your closet look like? What does your filing cabinet look like? What do your finances look like? What does your health look like? How about your habits every day? You and I are warriors. You and I are fighters. You and I are the strong. We are. We're the ones who will conquer the world and do good things and bring freedom to captives, and we will completely change the world. If we can get out of our slovenly, lazy, destructive habits. You don't have to be a goblin. You don't have to settle for Goblin Mode. I don't want to settle for Goblin Mode. I don't want to be that anymore. I don't want to have any area of my life that is just not functioning. Now, I will say this. I get it. Life is a wheel, man. And you can only focus on one thing at a time. People always talk about multitasking. Multitasking is a myth. Neurologically, there's no such thing as being able to do two things at one time. So if you're like, well, I'm really good at it. No, what you're good at is switching tasks. You're good at task switching. So you can do a little bit of a task and then switch to the next task and switch to the next task. So what you're doing is you're just switching things really fast. That is not multitasking. And so you can really only focus on one area of your life at a time. Now, you can set some goals and then you can work through those goals and you can switch from one to the next if you're good at quote-unquote multitasking, but it's not really multitasking. And we need to learn to recognize and understand that you can't fix everything all at once. So what are you going to start with? What areas of your life are you going to say, this has to change right now Maybe it's your career. Are you doing a good job at work? Or are you lazy? Are you in goblin mode? Maybe it's your appearance. Are you taking care of yourself? Getting a haircut, keeping the beard trimmed, brushing your teeth? Like, I say this, and some of you guys are laughing like, oh, that's ridiculous. No, I cannot tell you how many people I know whose teeth have fallen out because they don't brush them. They don't take care of them. They don't go to the dentist. They don't, they look like a slob. I know a lot of men who just feel like the way that you appear doesn't matter. No, it does. Are you a goblin mode and you're eating? You just eat and drink whatever you want, whenever you want. Yeah, I've kind of been there lately. And what I know is that deep down inside, the reason that I am doing some of these things, the reason I let things go, the reason I let my self-control slip is because there's a part of me inside that is a goblin. There's a part of me inside that has been wounded by goblins or whatever. There's these things in us that we've got to work out. And you got to dig it out and you got to clean house. Like imagine a real goblin setting up shop in your basement. And he has started digging tunnels. He's left trash everywhere. He's left, just crap everywhere. I mean, you can go down and you can kill the goblin and throw him out and bury him, but he's still got a mess. That is what influences the way that we think, the way that we operate, the things that we let go, the things that we let slide. I do not want to live in goblin mode. I don't want the outer me to reflect an inner goblin. Kill the goblin, clean up the crap, and make it habitable for real men to live in. There might be a part of you that is stuck on the way that your father treated you or the way that your mother treated you. There may be a part of you that is stuck on the fact that you were bullied as a kid. I mean, those are deep pains that we can carry with us, wounds we can carry with us for the rest of our lives. They're goblins. And it doesn't usually come out the way that you might think, but sometimes it does. Look, I've been snapping at my wife a lot lately. Like a lot. I don't know why, especially if I get hungry because, look, my stomach has got a hold on me. There's a goblin there, man, and I'm like hungry, and so I get grumpy, and I've been snapping a lot. And she said, this will not get better and go away. You can say you're sorry all you want. I know you're sorry. I know you don't mean to do it, but you do it. And it won't go away until you deal with the part of you inside of you that is causing you to react this way. Thanks a lot, Pastor Zoe. Sometimes it's hard being married to the pastor. But it's true. Are you snapping at your wife and your kids? Are you impatient? Are you being a butthole? Are you living like the Aragorn in the Lord of the Rings stories, or are you living like the goblin in the trench? Stop feeding the goblin, clean up his mess, and become a better man. Become the man that you were meant to be. Embrace your role as a king, as a warrior, as a prophet, as a poet, as a priest. Embrace that. Live that. Let's clean up these parts of our lives that are a mess. Guys, and I'm being real with you. I'm preaching at you, so to speak, about what changes you need to make in your life, but I'm preaching to myself about what changes I need to make in my life. Are you addicted to something? Are you doing drugs? Are you doing too much alcohol out of control or tobacco or whatever? Are you addicted to porn? Are you addicted to food? Are you addicted to just being lazy and not caring anymore? Are you addicted to yourself and your self-righteousness and your self-attitude? How great you are? Knock that crap off. It's time to slay the goblin and to clean up his den and to make it no longer a place that goblins want to be. I don't want to do that anymore. You don't want to do that anymore. So let's change. Let's grow. Let's mature. Let's become who we were meant to be. No more Goblin Mode. It's time to better yourself. Time to become the man that you know that you can be. Take all the rest of this nonsense and chuck it out the door. Okay? Let's do it. Listen, I'm telling you it's time to start working on this stuff, but I'm not telling you because I just want to preach it to you, and I'm not. This is because I need to work on it. And so when I get into this next part, if this sounds self-serving, it's not. Yes, some of it serves me, but most of it serves us. Okay? You can exit Goblin Mode by getting people into your life that hold you accountable, by setting goals and doing the goals, by identifying the parts of your area of your life, those areas of your life that need to change, and then setting goals to change them, and then having people hold you accountable to those goals. That is the formula for how to get out of Goblin Mode. Making the change, setting the goals, having accountability. Now, you can do that without me. You don't need my help to do that. But because I'm going to be going through this process, I am inviting you guys to join me on it. Okay? So if this sounds like a sales pitch, forget that it sounds like a sales pitch, because I really don't want it to. But I am inviting a group of guys to do this with me, to change your life in a year. I wrote this book, and it has a book and a workbook. If you get on Amazon and you look up Change Your Life in a Year by Josh Hatcher, you'll find the book and the workbook. It's about a $30 investment. If you do that, that's a great start. Buy the book, read the book, put the work in. That's a great start. The next thing you have to do is you have to gather some guys around you to go through it with you. And I've got that taken care of if you want to do it with me. Reach out to me and message me, and there's some cost involved because there's a lot of time involved. To invest in you, you need to invest in you. I'm investing in you. Now you need to invest in you. And so that's why there's some cost involved. So let me know, and I'll hook you up with this group of guys, and we're going to help you get out of Goblin Mode. We're going to help you change your life in a year. If you don't want to pay me to help you do it, that's fine. Find some people to help you. But the first person that has to help you is you. The first person that has to help me is me. I have to choose, I don't want to live like this anymore. I have to say, this is enough. It's time to be different. It's time to slay the goblin. That's what I want to see you do, and I'm giving you the opportunity to do it with me. If that's what you want to do, reach out to me. Send me a private message on any of the social medias. Shoot me an email. It's mail@joshhatcher.com. The information will be in the show notes as well if you want to just connect with me and get out of Goblin Mode with my group of guys. I'd love to see you be a part of it. But if you don't want to do it with me, if you're like, I just cannot afford that right now, I'm telling you, start it without me. That's okay. I'm giving you permission. But if you really want to amplify it, I've got a plan, I've got a system, and I've got a community to help you get through it. Guys, that's enough sales pitch for today. I just want to encourage you, though, really, in all seriousness, don't settle for Goblin Mode. Don't settle for being less than who you're supposed to be. I believe in you, and I know that you can change, and I know that I'm going to change, and I know that you believe in me, so let's encourage each other. When you see someone bettering themselves, encourage them. Tell them they're doing a great job. Encourage them. Don't tempt them to do the things they shouldn't do. Don't invite your buddy who's trying to quit drinking out for a beer. Don't invite your buddy that's trying to get healthy out for a crappy dinner at a crappy place that's going to feed him crappy food. Offer to go for a walk with them. Offer to help. When you see people struggling, offer to help. But whatever we do, let's get ourselves out of Goblin Mode, and let's start by also remembering and understanding it starts with us, but if it's just for us, it's not enough. Because a warrior, a prince, a king, a priest helps the people around him and pulls them out of the muck, even if he's in the muck himself. We get out together. So let's do this. Guys, I love you. I care about you. And I'll see you next time.
If you want to be a better man, check out our website, manlihood.com, for blogs, videos, and more from our Manlihood team. And you can also join our private Facebook group, Manlihood ManCave, where you can meet up with a band of brothers who will challenge you and help you on your journey of manhood. This episode's produced by Hatcher Media for Manlihood.com. Be sure to subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes, YouTube, or wherever you're listening to the show. Tune in again for more of the Manlihood ManCast.